One of the most demanding circuits on the calendar. We're back here in Monaco, ready for another weekend of classic motorsport action. Plenty of data to find here in practice. A very warm welcome.
Okay, give us some good, consistent laps, please. We're looking for good data that we can work into a race strategy. Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. damage to your front wing, damage to your front wing. Suggest we box to change it. Damage to your front wing, damage to your front wing. Suggest we box to change it. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
Sadly, it's time to say goodbye.
Okay, be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage. Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage. got front wing damage. Recommend you box for a new one. Box now. Didn't really get the data we needed on that run. You might want to give it another go. Pitting this lap then, coming. car repairs have set us back a little.
What an incredible practice session that was. But the fun doesn't stop here, though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
Okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Remember to activate your DRS in the DRS zone as well. We're approaching the DRS zone. Watch your MFD for the activation point. Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. Okay, take it easy on the car, we can't sustain this level of damage. Front wing's damaged. Expects a lot of understeer unless we replace it.
And if today's practice With qualifying complete, all that remains now is the main event. We'll be live. Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino that first opened in 1863. And of course, a certain road race first held in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then, is not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo. And although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Ricciardo, Albon, Stroll, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Tsunoda, Ocon, Bottas, Sargent, Russell, and Ace. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll try anyway. It's Ant Davidson. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y, or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
Now, I know this isn't where we wanted to start this race, but given we're back here at the back of the grid, it means there's an opportunity to move forward. I've seen you karting back in the day. Let's go and do it again. Okay, be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage. That's a decent start, good job. Okay, take it easy on the car, we can't sustain this level of damage. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Okay, you've got front wing damage. This will have a major impact on performance unless you box for a new one.